Good morning. Today is Sunday. It is the 29th day of Teves. Tonight is Rosh Chodesh Shvat. And we begin today chapter 15 in the Tanya. Continuing with this, talking about the intermediate person, the Beinani. The whole book is called the Sefer Shel Beinanim, the book of the Beinanim. This is the hero of the Tanya, talking about what is the ideal way a person should serve Hashem and the realistic way, though not an easy way, but it is realistic. A person can achieve serving Hashem properly and to be in full control, basically, of everything what you do, what you think, and what you speak. You can do it. And it's a day-to-day work. We're working with ourselves every single day to make sure that we're serving Hashem. And the word serving, in Hebrew, we call it avodah. Avodah means like laboring. So here, the Alter Rebbe is going to explain that in the Beinani itself also there are two levels. There's one who labors and one who doesn't necessarily need to labor hard. And Alter Rebbe is going to introduce this difference between the two Beinanim by explaining a verse in the Bible, in Malachi, which the Talmud questions this verse that seems to be repetitious. The Talmud gives an answer. However, the answer of the Talmud seems to be answering only part of the question. So we're going to look inside. We're going to, before we start the Tanya, we're going to look in the Talmud, see the piece of Talmud, seeing what we're talking about. Or rather, maybe we should start with the Tanya first, and see, and then we go to the Talmud, and then we come back to the Tanya. Okay, there we go. So again, this is chapter 15, the beginning of chapter 15. Says the Alter Rebbe, ובזה יובן מה שכתוב, ושבתם וראיתם בין צדיק לרשע, בין עבד אלוקים לאשר לא עבדו. This is based on the explanation what we explained in the past few chapters about the difference between the tzaddik and the rasha, the Beinani. We will understand the verse that it says, and you will return and see the difference between the righteous man and the wicked man and the wicked one, between he who serves God and he who serves him not. So this is something that it seems this verse is right away, when you see it, it seems to be repetitious. You say that you see the difference between the tzaddik, the righteous, and the wicked. One who serves God, and the one who serves him not. The way we understand it simply is that a tzaddik is the one who serves God. The wicked doesn't serve God, so it seems to be repetitious. So that is actually a question that Talmud brings. So I'm going to look here, see it in the Talmud itself. Okay. Just a second, right here. Okay. Here's the Talmud. Amalei by Hegel lehilel ma'id chsiv v'shavta v'risim betzadik larasha. The Gemara records the discussion between Bar Hey, that's the name of a person, Hey, the son of Hey, and Hillel. There was a discussion. But Hey said to Hillel, what is the meaning of that which is written? Then you shall again discern between the righteous and the wicked, between he who serves God and he who does not serve him. Oved Elokim lasher lo avado, serves him not. There are two redundancies here. The righteous is the same as he who serves God, and the wicked is the same as he who does not serve him. So Hillel said to him, the one who serves him and the one who does not serve him are both referring to completely righteous people. But the verse is hinting at the distinction between them, as one who reviews his studies 100 times is not complete, is not comparable to one who reviews his study 101 times. Okay? And it goes on, Barhei said to him, and due to one extra time that he did not review, the verse calls him a person who does not serve him. So he said to him, he answered, yes, go and learn from the market of donkey drivers. One can hire a driver to travel up to 10 parsanics for 1 dinar. However, he will travel 11 parsons only for 2 dinars. This shows that any departure beyond the norm is considered a significant difference. Okay? So what do we see from this Talmud? The question was, there's a redundancy. There is a righteous and the wicked, and there is one who serves God and one who serves him not. It seems to be the same thing, the righteous and the wicked, the righteous and the one who serves him, the wicked, the one who serves him not. And the answer Hillel gave to Barhei, he told him, no, the one who serves him and one who serves him not, they're both righteous. Now, we're not talking about the level of righteous of the Tanya, the way we learned the past chapters. Talking righteous that he's doing the right thing, is serving Hashem, doing whatever Hashem wants. So that means that the one who serves God is one who studies his chapter 101 times. And one who serves him not is one who studies his chapter only 100 times. What's the difference? And that's what he told him, what? For 1 time, you could, if you're not learning that extra time, you're not called the one who serves God. And that's why he gave him the example of the drivers, that they have their routine route when they go for 10 zuz, for 10 dinars. But if you tell them a little bit more, then it's already double. You have to pay double. You have to pay 2 dinars. So even if it's just a little bit more, because once you go out of your routine, you're doing more than what you used to, then that's when it's considered something that you invest, it's labor. We're going to talk about it more in tomorrow's share. But today the Alter Rebbe focuses, first of all, and the fact what the Talmud answers. What is the answer? What you're getting an answer now, you understand that that there's the difference between the one who serves him and one who serves him not, they're both tzaddikim. So therefore they're not Rishoim, they're not in the level of the wicked. So that I can understand, but it doesn't tell the difference, still doesn't answer what is the difference between the tzaddik and the one who serves God. It seems to be that they're both the same. And today's shir, the Alter Rebbe is going to address this part, that there is a difference between one who serves Hashem, the tzaddik, and the one who oved Elokim. So let's look inside, and we'll explain it. Okay, here says the Alter Rebbe, Says the Alter Rebbe, you know what the difference is? שההפרש בין עובד אלוקים לצדיק, הוא שעובד אלושן הויבש ובאמצע עבודה. The difference between he who serves God, Oved, and the righteous man, the tzaddik, is that he who serves God, written in the present tense, describes one who is still presently laboring in his divine service. What does it mean, laboring in your divine service? It means that you're fighting a Yetzer Hara. You're working on yourself. That is the one who serves God. Shia melchama im Yetzer Hara leizgaber olav legarsha meir ketana. This service consists of struggle against one's evil nature, with the aim of overpowering it and banishing it from the small city, meaning the body, which is like a city whose conquest is the objective of both the good and the evil nature. So that is the person who is still struggling and fighting with the Yetzer Hara to overcome and to do the right thing. That the Yetzer Hara, that the evil side should not overtake the body. Sheloi yislabesh be'evrei haguf, so that it should not vest itself in the organs of the body through evil thoughts, speech, and actions. Doing battle against his evil nature is the avoda, the service. The service of he who serves God. Shehu be'emes avoda ve'amal gadol eilachem boi tamid. This constant battle with one's evil nature truly entails much effort and toil. This is the service. This is the avoda. Avoda means it's like it says also the ibud orot, when you work with leather to make it skin, make it parchment. That's called ibud, from the word avoda, which means work. It's hard labor. It's not easy to achieve. This is the beinani. This is the intermediate. It is he who must wage the battle. It is the beinani who is called the one, he who serves God, for he is actively engaged at present in his service. So that's called Oved. Oved with a vav. Oved is presently working, presently in the midst of his battle, in the midst of his labor. A tzaddik is a whole different story. A tzaddik is not called Oved Elokim, but is called Eved. Eved means a servant. He is the servant. He has the title servant. It's not something that he works to achieve that level, but he's already there. That's what Alter Rebbe says. Aval tzaddik nikro Eved Hashem b'shem hatoya. The tzaddik, on the other hand, is designated as a servant, Eved Hashem, the Eved of God, as a title. He has already the title Eved. It's like we say by Moshe Rabbeinu. Hashem says, Moshe Avdi, Eved Nemer v'chol beisi Eved, v'chol beisi Nemenu. Loiken Moshe Avdi. Says Hashem calls him Moshe, my servant. Same thing, Avraham Avinu, Hashem calls him my servant. A servant is someone to be titled a servant of God, is someone who already achieved. He's not now working on himself and fighting the Yetzer Hara to do the right thing. He already got the title. The term servant is similar to the title sage or king bestowed on one who has already become a sage or a king. By the way, the Rebbe points out, why does he choose to be an example? Why does he choose the examples of a sage and a king? I mean, there are many other things you can choose examples from. You know, a painter, a singer, whatever you want to choose. You can choose many different examples. Why does he choose these two? because these two are actually referring to the difference between the Yetzer Hara and the Yetzer Tov. The Yetzer Hara is called Melech Zaken Uksil, an old foolish king. And the Yetzer Tov, the good inclination, is referred to as Yeled Misken Vechacham, a child who is a pitiful child and a wise one. So so we see that the term Melech is titled to the Yetzer Hara, Chacham to the title to the Yetzer Tov, to the good side. That's why the Alter Rebbe chooses these two examples, because here we're talking about the tzaddik that already conquered these titles, and he became Eved Hashem. He became a servant. That means he became turned from a Melech Zaken Aksil to a Yeled Misken V'Chacham. So this is why the Alter Rebbe chooses these examples. So continues the Alter Rebbe. It says, Kach, the same thing. Ze kvar ovad v'goma legamrei avodas amelchama imara. Ad ki v'garshe yuval yelech lo v'liba yicholal bekirbe. So too, he says, the tzaddik has already affected and completely accomplished his service of waging war with the evil with him, the evil in him. He has banished it, and it is gone from him, leaving the seat of evil nature in his heart void within him. Having completed this task, the tzaddik has earned the title servant of God. So that is the explanation of the question that the Rebbe was asking, that it seems to be redundant when we spoke about the difference between the righteous one and the wicked one who serves him, one who serves God and one who serves him not. And that seems to be that one who serves God is the same as the righteous. So here the Alter Rebbe says, no, they're not the same. They're talking about two different things. A righteous is not called Oved Elokim, is called Eved Hashem. He's not one who serves him presently. It's not that the tzaddik doesn't serve Hashem. Obviously, a tzaddik also serves Hashem. But he doesn't have the struggle of fighting and constantly fighting the Yetzer Hara to achieve, to do the right thing. He's an Eved Hashem. He's a servant of Hashem. He already overcame. He already eliminated the Yetzer Hara. Tzaddikim doesn't mean that they have rest. They still tzaddikim ein lemenucha. They don't have rest. They go from strength to strength. But the fighting with the evil inclination, that they don't have. And this is also why, when we're talking about the tzaddik, you call him Eved Hashem. Use the name Hashem, Yud-Kei Vav-Kei. The Beinani, which Alter Rebbe refers to, the Oved Elokim is the Beinani, the intermediate person, that we call him Oved Elokim. Use the name of Hashem of Elokim. Elokim is the name of Hashem, the way he's in the nature. The way he comes down into the nature. That's why the word Elokim has the same numerical value as Hateva, which means the nature. Because the nature is God concealed. You don't see God, you see the nature. What is Hashem, the way he's concealed within the nature? The Beinani has to fight his Oved Elokim. He has to work on himself to fight with the concealment of godliness in the nature. With the Yetzer Hara, that is the Beinani. The tzaddik is already in Eved Hashem. How does this apply to us? What is the takeaway from this? So as we learned yesterday in Shabbos in the Tanya, the Alter Rebbe says that even though not everyone can become a tzaddik, this is to be a tzaddik, to be completely eliminated the Yetzer Hara, that's only very unique people have this privilege to have the Yetzer Hara eliminated completely. Nevertheless, it says that every person, every child that is born, we learned in the first chapter, he's being administered an oath saying, be a tzaddik and don't be a rasha. So be a tzaddik. Why is it seems also here it's redundant. If we're telling you be a tzaddik, okay, obviously if you're a tzaddik, you're not a rasha. Why does it have to say be a tzaddik and don't be a rasha? And the answer the Alter Rebbe gave is when they were telling us be a tzaddik, this is something that is not for everyone. Not everybody can be a tzaddik. That's what we're telling him. If you cannot be a tzaddik, at least don't be a rasha. Be a beinoni. Be intermediate. Just do the right things. But the question is, if most of us are not capable of reaching the level of tzaddik, why bother in the first place to tell us be a tzaddik? And the answer the Alter Rebbe gives in yesterday's shir is that although it's something that which is up to Hashem, nevertheless we need to try to achieve the level of a tzaddik, and we need to emulate the tzaddik in a way. Because what is a tzaddik? A tzaddik despises evil. We have to think ways of thinking how the tzaddik thinks about the evil. How we think about food, that this is disgusting. What does it mean? What comes out of it? All the physical temptations, they seem so glamorous, they seem so exciting, but if you think, what is the result? What is the end of it? Becomes waste, becomes nothing. Whether it's food, whether it's sexual desires, any type of thing, those are things that we have to adapt the way the tzaddik thinks. And the same thing is with doing the right thing, doing the mitzvahs. The tzaddik does it, he loves it, he wants it. That's his desire. And we have to think in ways that we should adapt desires and will and love, positive feelings towards the mitzvahs, towards when we think about Hashem. And this is why we daven every day. This is why we wake up in the morning and we daven to Hashem with focus to realize what is the true thing. And ultimately, that says, Amech kulam tzadikim. All Am Yisrael have the little tzaddik in us, and that will be revealed ultimately. What we need to do now, to try a little bit, to be tzaddik, be a tzaddik. You cannot achieve it, you're not going to reach that level, that's not up to you. But at least when you try, you aim high, and Hashem will give you the strength to be able to be successful in the daily struggle, and should be able to do it with simcha, with the happiness and joy. So this is the end of today's shir. Hashem tomorrow will continue 9-10 a.m. Thank you for joining. Any questions?